great, now I get to be this guy that I hate. I decided that instead of making music videos and battleground videos, that I'd make a series of videos. It'll be indefinite in length about my World of Warcraft kind of experiences. And one thing that came to mind in particular was pre-Burning Crusade. And everyone talks about how pre-Burning Crusade was better, or some people talk about how post-Burning Crusade is better. I'm going to talk about a little bit about my experiences with pre-Burning Crusade and some post. I've been playing for about 2 years, year and a half, something like that. And my very first character was a druid, level 60 druid on the Alaria server. It was a PvP, or a PvE server. And I don't know, I had never really rated on that character at all, so I sold that account. Didn't get much for it because it was all in pretty much green gear. I don't know why, I just didn't get into raiding. I think I was one of those people who was afraid to instance at the beginning. I know that's kind of rare for guys, but there's some girls out there, some guys obviously, that are afraid to instance. They're afraid to do something wrong and get yelled at because other people are real, you know, especially in Ventrilo. But that's beside the point. After I sold that character, I quit for a while, and I came back maybe a few months later, and I made a hunter on the PvP server Blackwing Lair, and yada yada yada, level 60. Not sure how long it took me. Month, 2 months. Didn't instance so much before 60, but after 60 I instanced a lot. Like UBRS and Molten Core, Anixia, Blackwing Lair, just the first couple bosses. And, you know, the usual Strathon, Blascolo, and all that good stuff. And I was in a guild, and the leader's name was Zeldar. And the leader's name was Zeldar, and he had a girlfriend named Delilah. Delilah was a Mexican, and she talked in kind of a New York accent, and she said lol a lot. Like, the words lol. Like, I was in Ventrilo every day. And she would say lol, lol, lol. It wasn't even the kind of funny Jeremy from pureownage.com lol. It was like lol, lol, lol. She said it just like that, and everyone in the guild hated it. It was pretty hilarious because before she'd show up, everyone would be calling her a bitch and how much everyone hates her. Like, I'd be talking to this one guy, I think his name was Althorian, and I'd say, hey Althorian, don't you fucking hate it when Delilah says lol? He's, oh yeah man, she's such a bitch, I want to... Delilah enters the room, eh? And then everyone just goes silent, because if you speak against Delilah, Zeldar's girlfriend, then you just get kicked, because that's kind of the kind of leader Zeldar was. And Zeldar had this nasally voice, not as nasally as mine, or I said that backwards, more nasally than mine. Like, he'd talk kind of like in his nose like this, and he'd be like, pull the core hound. Okay, wash the surger, clump on the surger, you know. I'm not good at faking nasally voices because I already have a pretty nasally voice, sorry. Anyway, we do Molten Core, clear it, and we'd have kind of a guild rivalry with this other guild named Anarchy. Yeah, Anarchy was his name. And Anarchy would get further in progression, and we'd get pissed off, and we'd get further in progression, and then they'd get pissed off, and so the story went. I remember that I was rank 11 in PvP. No, rank 10 at the time. Rank 10 in PvP when Zeldar threatened to kick me from the guild because I wasn't contributing enough. You know, like fire protection potions, mana potions, materials so blacksmiths can make the tanks their fire resistance gear and nature resistance gear. And I wasn't constantly in instances every day. It was that kind of guild, like if you didn't contribute a lot, they'd kick you. And at the time, that freaked me out. I was like, oh shit, better start contributing. So I sent gold, mana pots, lots of fire protection potions, the greater fire protection potions. And I'd get more involved in UBRS runs and whatnot. But I was always there to raid, but I think that's why he got pissed off, is because I'd always show up for raids, but I'd never contribute, I guess, enough. And the ironic thing about that is that once I started really contributing, Zeldar thought it would be good, be beneficial for him and Delilah if he emptied our guild bank and transferred to another server. And that can piss off, what, 70, 80 people who are in your guild raiding every single day. Like, this is pre-Burning Crusade, so there was no actual guild bank that people could have access to, and officers could take stuff out if they want, or prevent other people from getting into the bank. All you did was you'd send your character's items or whatever to Enigma Bank. Like, that was our guild name, it was Enigma. So we'd have a character named Enigma Bank, which Zeldar, of course, controlled, and we'd send everything to that character, and then Zeldar would be in complete control. So he transferred to a server, which I later found out was Guru Bashi, and he changed his name from Zeldar to Hila Dudes, and Delilah changed her name to Yamala, I think it was, I don't care. But yeah, that was what my pre-Burning Crusade raiding experience. And I'm sure everyone's been through stuff like that, and everyone's been through worse. Like, there's YouTube videos out there talking about all these terrible things that people have done. But I don't know. It's hilarious, all the drama that's involved in an MMORPG. And then every server, there's so many servers of World of Warcraft, and everyone has their own story. So after that, I decided to quit for a while. Like, I was pretty addicted to World of Warcraft, and then I just quit for, what, 4 months? 3 months? Well, I quit, and then Burning Crusade came out, and then I waited 3 or 4 months, and then I started playing Burning Crusade. So whatever 4 months past the release of Burning Crusade was, I don't know. So I played and got level 70. I think that took me, I don't know, a month or something, because I was working at the time, maybe 2 months. And now I've just done lots of PvP. Like, everyone's been doing PvP, get your Welfare Season 1 epics, and then do some Arena. And get the currently Season 3 items. And I don't know, Karazhan, that's okay. Grohl's Lair, that's okay. I just haven't been into raiding as much anymore. Like, you kind of fall out of caring. You start making alts, and you just play Arena, get your 10 games in on your 2v2 team. Like, my girlfriend has a level 70 druid. Like, I live with my girlfriend, she just went to school about an hour ago. And we have a 2 versus 2 team called Hip Like Badass, and she just started, and she doesn't even have full Season 1, so we lose a lot. And being a previously hardcore player of World of Warcraft, I still hate losing, and that pisses her off, so then she doesn't play for a while, and then I finally coax her back into playing. And we usually get our 10 games a weekend, so we get some arena gear, you know.
do 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 do.